Welcome to this new video tutorial of Raster Photo. My name is Mark de Rooij and today I'm going to edit this blurry photo with Lightroom and Luminar. And I will show you how you get from this photo to this photo. Before we start, I would like to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to learn more about photography and post-processing in Lightroom and Luminar and Photoshop. So if you're really into that and want to learn more, press the subscribe button and the bell button to get notified when we upload a new video. So very important before you start editing a photo is to think about what you want to achieve. So this is a blurry photo and I did it by intention. Of course, otherwise I would like to delete this photo. So it was my intention to create a photo like this. And in photography, we also call this intentional camera movement. And it's getting more and more popular. If you Google it, intentional camera movement, or in Instagram, if you search for hashtag ICM, you'll find many of those photos. And what I did is I used a shutter speed of 1/3 of a second. And while I took the photo, I moved my camera from the bottom to the top. And that's how you get a result like this. So in my country, in the Netherlands, it is autumn right now. And the colors are beautiful in the forest. So it is a perfect place to apply this technique because you get the lines of the trees, and in between you get the beautiful colors of all the leaves, and also in the foreground you can see the autumn colors pretty well. So what I want to achieve with this photo in post-processing is I want to emphasize the autumn colors a little bit more, and I want to create a kind of a fuzzy, moody feeling because it was taken in a forest. So let's see if we can achieve that with Lightroom and Luminar. So the first thing I would like to apply is to change the profile, the color profile. By default, after you import photos in Lightroom or Luminar, they changed it to a standard profile, and in general this profile lacks a little bit of color compared to the profile I use in my camera. Well, I'm glad that the camera profile can still be applied by clicking this button, and when you go to camera matching they will show up. So I can go to clear, I can go to deep, I can go to landscape, I can go to light. So as you can see, there are many options. Also vivid, and in this case I don't like landscape too much. This is too much color for me, too much saturation. Deep is better but lacks a little bit of contrast, but we can always apply that later on, of course. But maybe vivid is the best option to go. I go for vivid. The colors are quite vivid, well, as the profile says, but I like it in this photo, so let's apply that. I apply the lens correction. In fact, it doesn't really need lens correction because nothing is sharp and you cannot see the shapes of the trees anyway. But well, I do like it better because, as you can see, without the profile enable profile correction, you see that those lines, they should be vertical, but they are a little bit curved. And when I enable the lens correction, the curve is less. So I do like it better with the lens correction turned on. Alright, I'm going to bring this photo to Luminar. Want to tweak the photo a little bit there to see what we can do. Also would like to check the Luminar looks, if you can get something nice out of that. And if you can use Lightroom to edit your complete photo, of course, but I would like to test the new features of Luminar and to see how powerful this software is. So that's why I combine it in this video tutorial. If you are into autumn photography and if you have a nice forest in your neighborhood, I would like to know that. It will be interesting to get kind of a a nice list of nice forests to visit in the world, so please leave a comment below this video and tell me what your favorite forest is in your country. So give the name of the forest or the town where it is located and the country, and it will be nice to see many there. So once you go to another country in autumn, maybe you can visit one of the forests that will be there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to light. There are no really highlights, only there are a few bright stripes over here. Maybe I can reduce the effect with the highlights. It goes down a little bit, it's still quite visible, so but I like the effect overall with the highlights in the minus. I don't have to brighten up shadows. There are no really dark shadows, so there are no more details to show up. I go to the advanced settings because I would like to add some extra blacks, because this is what gives the feeling, the photo, a more moody feeling. I think the extra contrast. Later I want to emphasize that by applying a vignette. Alright, so I'm more happy with the contrast in the photo now. I don't apply structure. I love this new filter in Luminar 4 AI structure, but in this case yeah, we don't have anything sharp, and I don't think this is gonna do well in a photo. So as you can see, it makes the photo really ugly. So for intentional camera movement photos, applying structure or sharpening doesn't make sense at all. I don't like this too much. It makes the photo more brighter, or maybe a little bit. There's no sky, so we don't have to use the AI sky enhancer, which is also a new slider in Luminar that works pretty well, but also not for this photograph. So let's tweak the colors a little bit. If you like photos with saturation, you can increase it or decrease it. That's really up to what you like. I think for this photo it is maybe a bit too much, so I decrease the saturation a little bit. Vibrance, well, I think that is kind of fine. Maybe a bit more. Well, it's a very small tweak. So we go from this to this. It's a very slight difference, but I do like it better with a little bit less saturation. You don't have any color contrast because all the colors are kind of the same. We don't have like very warm and cold tones, so there's nothing to increase. And well, there is a color cast of autumn colors, of course, so we can remove that, but that's not what we want. That's what we want to see in this photo. Detail enhancer, I'm not going to use it for the same reason as sharpening and structure. There is nothing sharp. Denoise, I don't need it because I took this photo with a low ISO, so there is not so much noise around. So let's keep it like this. Then we go to the landscape enhancer. I can go for dehaze. Let's see what it does. Actually, I do like it. It emphasizes the moody feeling a little bit more. Golden hour is going to make the colors even more warmer again. Well, I don't want that. But this one, Foliage Enhancer, well, that is especially working great in general for autumn photos, and I think I like this a lot for this photo. It brings back a little bit of the saturation again, but it mainly has an influence here in the background. Most of the color we have in the foreground already, but with this slider it brings back more color in the background, and I do like it a lot. So look at this. Oh, that's too much. Let's bring it a bit down. And also this, it's all up to your taste, and I like it in this case with a lot of color. If you think it's too much, you can apply it with a little bit less. Then we go to the vignette. I think this is really what the photo needs to get that moody feeling. And I go to the advanced settings to feather it a little bit more, so it smoothens the effect a little bit more out. And I think I want it takes this as the center now, of course, and I think I would like to take this, so basically the middle of the trees as the center. So let's see what happens if I click here in the middle of the trees. No, bit lower. Well, so the center is a little bit out of the center now, but I do like it like this. Maybe not too much, maybe like this. Yeah, I really love this vignette. We can shape it a little bit, make it less round. I think that works better for this photo. And you can even increase the inner light in general. That works well if the light is not too bright in the center, and that's not the case for this photo, so we can make the inside a little bit more brighter to make that the center of attention. What else can we do in this photograph? Let's see what a dramatic look does. Ooh, that's not good for this photo. Matte look. Some of the filters, especially the creative filters, I don't use them too much yet, so it's also a little bit playing around. And of course I could have prepared this whole video before and only use the sliders I use in the end, but I would like to show you how the process is as a photographer. So also for a photographer, you're sometimes looking for an effect or you're doing some experiments, so that's what I do right now. And in general, I think I like the photo already like this, but the matte look also is kind of special, I think. Actually, I do like it. In general, I don't like the effect of a matte look, but now it makes the photo a little bit more kind of fuzzy effect, especially here in the center of the photo. I do like it. I do like it a lot. I'll keep it like this. It is a kind of a different effect than what I usually use, but I think it makes the photograph a little bit more dreamy. Contrast a little bit back from this to this. It looks completely different, but I do like the effect. And to make a comparison, we came from this, we are here now. Maybe a little bit less, like this. Alright, but we also have mystical. Let's see how mystical we can make it. This brings back the details in the shadows. I don't want that too much. I do like it like this. I'm not gonna use it, I think, for this photo. I have to say there are many options right now, and sometimes you can really create great results, creative results also. And since we don't go for a realistic approach or a very realistic approach in this video, it might work, but I don't want to use it right now. Texture overlay, I'm not going to use it. Let's see if we can bring in fog, if that looks realistic or not. It is actually possible, but not sure. Yeah, actually I do like it, but not too much. A little bit. Alright, We don't have to do anything with the portrait filters, and this is the last menu, the last category, to add some extra contrast, a little bit in the midtones, and let's see what happens if I reduce the exposure a little bit from the top. That's nice, and I think we are there. Actually, I do like this edit. So one thing I would like to try is, first I would like to make a crop. I'm not really happy with this bright part over there, so maybe we can leave it out and make the photo even a little bit better. So I would like to keep the aspect ratio as the original. So I'm thinking about this. Bit more, so it also starts with a dark tree on the right side. Press done to apply it. That looks better, I think. And as a last thing, I would like to try to erase the bright lines here. So I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I think it is good to try. So we use the erase tool for that, and basically how it works is you just go over the parts you would like to erase, and Luminar is gonna fill it in for you. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this photograph it might work because we have a lot of the same colors around, and yeah, I think Luminar can handle that pretty well, but let's see. Maybe it fills in with a completely different color and it doesn't look nice. It is kind of a heavy tool for Luminar to use, so that's why the image is processing while you change some settings or while you change the zoomed in view of the photo. So you need a little bit of patience to use this tool. Well, let's see if you can start using it. We can actually just go over the bright line, release it, and let the magic begins. Before first I'm going to apply done to see if it really works. If it works, I can do the other lines also. If not, we can remove it right away, and as you can see, the result doesn't look so pretty. So I don't want to apply this, so I go to the history and I go one step back to apply the crop. The crop I do like, and let's use the clone and stamp tool to see if we can get a better result. Probably that's going to work, but it takes some time to do it in a very, very nice way. So I will try to show it in a little bit, in a little part of the photo, if it works. And well, one thing to take into account is use the opacity in 100%, softness. I always use it in very high value to make the effect a little bit more smooth. And then of course we have the size. It is way too big now, as you can see, so I want to reduce that. First you have to click to set the source, so I click here on the right, so that will be my source. And let's see what happens if I go over it. Actually it looks good, but as you can see the sample was too large, so let's go back, because I don't want to apply this. Undo doesn't work here. That's not so nice. So I think I have to press done and go back to the history to remove this effect. But actually you can paste the color. So I go back to the history and remove the last step. So with the clone a stem tool, I think you can make it a little bit more nice, but it's gonna take too much time for this tutorial. So let's see where we came from. We came from this photo. We are in this photo now, and that's the result. I hope you like this video tutorial. If you want to know something specific about why I did something in this video, or maybe you have a question about Lightroom or Luminar in general, please let me know by leaving a comment below this video. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we are back very soon with more video tutorials. Thank you for watching.